Hi everyone. I wanted to give you an update on the Million Muslim March on 9/11. This was put out a couple of days ago by the Canadian press, the Free Press, and I'll just read you this right quick. There is more than a little irony that September 11th is designated Patriot Day when the Obama administration has made it clear what it really thinks of patriots. It is astonishing and frightening how many Americans have been identified as potential terrorists or extremists by various elements of the government. Excuse me. Michael Snyder found 72 types of Americans fall into this category and include anti gay, anti immigrant, member of the Christian Action Network, anyone who is in general right wing extremists, and many others, any one of which probably includes you. Many patriot organizations, such as those affiliated with the Tea Party movement, have been thwarted from securing tax exempt statuses by their internal revenue. In the wake of the attacks on September 11th, Patriot Day was signed into law on December 18th, 2001, to commemorate those who lost their lives at the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and a third hijacked flight that crashed in Pennsylvania. So naturally, a group called the American Muslim Political Action Committee, AMPAC, has been granted permission to hold a Million Muslim March in Washington, D.C. on September 11th. AMPAC claims that Muslims have been victimized by being made the villains, and to this day, every media outlet and anti Islamic organization has committed slanderous and libel statements against us as Muslims in our religion of Islam. On August 20th, the Center for Security Policy, policy using data published by the Federal Bureau of Investigation published Religious Bias Crimes 2000 to 2009, Muslim, Jewish, and Christian Victims, debunking the myth of a growing trend in Muslim victimization. The center analyzed the data and found that from 2000 through 2009, Jewish victims of hate crimes outnumbered Muslim victims by about 6 to 1. Subsequent FBI statistics for 2010 and 2011 show a rate of Jewish to Muslim victims of about 5 to 1. Overall, however, the number of hate crimes reported is low. If 9/11 has and had a negative impact on the Muslim community in America, it is hard to arrive at that conclusion based on the FBI statistics, and in February, USA Today reported that the number of U.S. mosques up 74% since 2000. While protests against new mosques in New York, Tennessee, and California made headlines, USA Today reported the overall number of mosques quietly rose from 1,209 in 2000 to 2,106 in 2010. The conclusion was based on a study by the Hartford Institute for Religious Research, or Hartford Seminary, and the Association for Statisticians of American Religious Bodies, as well as the nation's largest Islamic civic and religious groups, including the Islamic Society of North America and the Council on American Islamic Relations. This is hardly a picture of Islamic repression in America, Safa Zazur, Secretary General of the Islamic Society, said that despite fears of being marginalized, demonized, and isolated, the study revealed that Muslims have kept their eyes on the prize, becoming a part of the mainstream America. Most mosques are in cities, but 28% were in suburbs by 2010. In 2010, the Pew Forum on Religion and Public Life conducted a survey that found the Muslim population was approximately 2.6 million. A 2011 survey found 275 Muslims 2.75, Muslims in the U.S., of whom 1.8 were adults. Reportedly, AMPAC has not had much success signing up Muslims to march in Washington, D.C., but the very idea of such an event on the anniversary of 9/11 is a window into Islam, a trifleist religion well known for building its mosque on the site of former Christian churches and Jewish synagogues. This was evident in 2010 when a Muslim group announced it intended to build a mosque close to the site of the former Twin Towers called Park 51. It sparked vigorous debate, but to date the project has not gone forward. Muslims continue to lay claim to Jerusalem wherever Islam's conquered, even if eventually forced to leave. Muslims assert ownership. As the 12th anniversary of 9/11 occurs, Muslims throughout the Middle East continue to drive Christians from nations in which they have lived, often for centuries. The effort of the Muslim Brotherhood to regain control of Egypt was accompanied by a wholesale destruction of Coptic Christian churches and attacks on Coptic businesses, homes, and individuals. While America has long had a tradition of religious tolerance, that is a two-way street, and the evidence of Islamic intolerance is vast. A Christian minister is under a death sentence in Iran as this is written. Christians in the Middle East are being killed and their churches burned. The Islamic conflict between Sunnis and Shiites afflicts the entire Middle East, resulting in bombings in Iraq and underlying the conflict in Syria. We know who the enemy is. Militant Islam threatened us no less than Nazism in the last century. The American Muslim Political Action Committee is the enemy without borders, along with other comparable groups. Do not be deceived. Do not let down your guard. Remember 9/11. This has been your breaking news report out of Canada, and this was published on September 9th on Monday. And I wanted to share this with you because it was kind of different coming from our neighboring country of Canada. And I think it's a very good article, and it's pretty much dead on. I don't think that the people in America really hate the Muslims in our country. We don't have a beef with them because they have, up to this point, seemed like nice people and tried to get along. But I do agree with what they're saying. If they wanted to protest or have a march, 9/11 was the worst day they could choose. As an American citizen, we all are supposed to have the right to assembly and a right to have these kind of things. But 9/11 just did not, to me, seem to be the right thing to do. And this is the reason that this is one of the biggest reasons that the 1 million bikers, or 2 million bikers, as they said, are going to Washington today to show patriotism to 9/11 and to stand up to the fact that, this is a special day. And I just pray that if the Muslims do end up there, that the bikers and the Muslims don't get into it. That would be terrible. It would defeat the purpose for all parties involved. Well, anyway, guys, I just thought I'd give you this news, and I'll talk with you later. I had a subscriber ask if I could put out information on this because they had not heard about the Million Muslim March. So, okay, that's all for now. Bye-bye.